Hi again, Brian Fisher here. I'm going to do part 3C today of my Path to Faith series. A friend of mine told me that maybe there wasn't enough cohesiveness in all my parts because many viewers don't watch to the ends where I basically make kind of a conclusion and I basically forecast or foretell what the next parts will be, and I tell basically uh, some of the reasoning for my doing these videos, and many viewers don't even get to that. So I'm going to start this video first by explaining why I broke it up into these different parts. Basically part one being my kind of like overall arc chronologically of basically being unfaithful to becoming faithful in God and Christ, and working towards becoming a Catholic. In part two, I basically explained how that I had a health crisis in the Philippines that brought me to this sudden transformation. And in at the end of part two, I basically explain how I had a belief in God the Creator for a long time, and that what led me to that was all of my experiences with and learnings from science and engineering and colleagues that I've been around for most of my life. Who have taught me and influenced my thoughts on how perfect our circumstances in the universe, and how it's when you sum up all of the amazing coincidences, it's just impossible to rationalize that we came here by accident, that we're here from some chaotic non-creative force. So that's what makes me believe in God the Creator. It's just the sum of all of these just absurd of these coincidences, and then when you sum them all together or multiply them as you would in statistics or probability, it just becomes absurd that we're here by accident. So that's I so, and then like there was part 3A and part 3B, which I hope viewers aren't finding too technical, but now I'm going to do part 3C, which is going to be about how the Earth's magnetosphere, I think it's called, which basically another name for it is the Van Allen belts, basically, which is like this magnetic donut shape that goes around the Earth. How that uh, protects us from the sun's charged particles that are emitted from the sun is called solar wind. Solar wind is mainly composed of electrons, protons, which are hydrogen atoms with their electrons stripped off. So just basically a free proton, free electrons, and um, some helium atom nucleus, which are two protons stuck together. So basically, um, these particles are emitting from the sun at near the speed of light. I can't remember what speed they're actually coming at us, but they do the radiation they carry is in like the X-ray range. So we would just, if they were bombarding the surface of the Earth constantly, we would be basically over over radiated almost in, within like hours we would be probably dead from the amount of radiation that would be coming to the surface of the planet. So the Van Allen belts, or the magnetosphere, is what it's probably more scientifically called. Like it's the Van Allen belts just make up part of the magnetosphere, So, but the magnetosphere is made, you know, the Earth's magnetic force is believed to come from the iron core inside, and the way the Earth's magma kind of circulates underneath the mantle or crust of the Earth. So that's what causes the Earth to have this spectacularly, you know, powerful magnetic force, which neutralizes a vast majority of these charged particles that stream towards Earth. And so what happens is the particles come towards Earth, and the magnetic field redirects the particles around Earth, and then some of them like get captured and want to come right into the pole regions of the Earth, both the North and the South Pole. And some of the particles actually bypass the Earth and like come out and like get pulled back in to the other side of the Earth, and then the same thing happens on the other side of the Earth, where they basically hit the magnetic field again, and they again get bent and pulled towards the poles, both up and down. And so when these charged particles actually hit the Earth's atmosphere, they start to react with the oxygen and nitrogen in the atmosphere, which is the primary molecules that are predominantly in the Earth's atmosphere. They'll also react with the argon and the other atmospheric molecules and elements, but it's primarily nitrogen and oxygen which these will react with, and they'll basically energize these gas molecules to a higher energy level, and then when the gas molecules lose their energy, they go from up to a higher state, and then they basically emit their energy. That is the northern lights. So that's what causes the northern lights to occur. So when the sun is highly active, the northern lights are very bright, and they actually, the more active the sun is, the more the northern lights will actually start to creep down around, you know, the latitude of the Earth. You can see them best at the North Pole, but you know, you can see them in northern Russia, northern Europe, northern Canada. I've seen them before when I lived in Fort McMurray. But to really see the brilliant color ones, you need to go pretty far north. I just saw basically green ones. But yeah, when there's high solar activity, the like sunspot cycle is, I think, every 11 years. The sun goes through these periods of high solar winds and low solar winds, solar minimus and maximus, I think they're called. So that is another, you know, amazing coincidence that basically the Earth can basically counterbalance all that sun's energy to protect life on Earth, while the energy that comes from the sun that bolsters human life or creates human life gets through the Earth's atmosphere and the Earth's magnetic sphere. And it's just an amazing thing that just all the things that can kill us get filtered out, or predominantly filtered out. So the other part that I wanted to talk about in this video is this other thing called the heliosphere. And basically it is this gigantic, it's not exactly a sphere, it's more like a oval that surrounds our galaxy. And it's where the solar wind has gone out so far into the universe, or into our galaxy, that it's actually now pushing up against the charged particles that are coming from the galaxy or from the universe towards our sun. So actually there's this gigantic bubble out there, and the border of it is called the heliopause. So the heliosphere is like the balloon itself, the edge of it is called the heliopause. And that's where the charged particles from the sun counteract or like hit against the charged particles and the energy from the universe and from the galaxy. And that's composed of very, very high level energy, like cosmic rays, gamma rays. So our sun, using this like X-ray type level energy, is pushing against this higher level energy that, and basically again protecting the Earth and the rest of the planets from what would be an attack of very, very high energy. So again, it's miraculous that our sun not only, so our Earth protects us from this medium range, X-ray radiation, and then that X-ray radiation then goes out and protects us from the higher energy radiation that would also kill us, probably quicker than the X-rays would. So that's all I wanted to talk about in part 3B. I didn't get as technical in this one as I did in the others, so hopefully more people will watch this one to the end. And I just wanted to make a note. I got some comments about my hat. So this is called a Stormy Chromer. It's I think it was made in 1905 for a guy named Stormy. His nickname was Stormy. His wife made it for him. Apparently he had a really small head and he was a baseball player. I don't know if it was professional or amateur, because I think he used to be a train engineer. Like he used to drive, ride the train. Anyways, apparently his head was too small and his hat would always blow off his head. So his wife sewed this kind of strip around his hat and then had this like bow tie here to like tighten it down on his head. Stormy Chromers are, I guess, still made in the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. And if you ever wanted to go online and type in Stormy Chromer, I'm sure you'll get the full story. Let me see how you spell it. STORMYKROMER. So, and established in 1903. So yeah, you can buy yourself a Stormy Chromer online if you want. I'm not getting any money from Stormy Chromer, but I think they come in black, pink, and this plaid. So if you're adventuresome, go for the pink. All right, I really enjoyed doing this one. I hope it made more sense to everybody. And I'll cut it here. Bye-bye, all.